Hello. Hi, beauties. Can you hear me? Hi, Catherine.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you want to start your video or do you want to stay blind?
No, that's fine. I'm trying to work out how to make this work.
Let me see if I can start it. I'm going to ask you to start it.
Yay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yay.
I'm in bed. It's like 8 o'clock at night and it's cold.
Oh, not fun. I actually just had to turn my heat up. I'm going to turn it down for a second because I'm going to sweat. How are you doing?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, good.
Good. Hi, Helga.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, good. Now we can see you. Great.
Yes.
Yay. So I know a few people can't make it today, which we'll just start rolling in and out. And sometimes there'll be tons of people on the call and sometimes there won't be. And that means longer coaching for you. And we may not go the full 90 minutes. It really just depends. I get very parched when I talk. So, how was the first? What's that? Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, liquids is always good when you're on a call. How was the first exercise?
Well, I've been, I did the introduction part, and then I have been trying to make my Pinterest board, and it has been quite time consuming.
Oh, really?
Yes. Well, I've been kind of searching all over. So, but a lot of fun.
Yeah. So the Pinterest board we will do throughout the course. So don't, it'll be each week you'll have a request to go back and revisit it. So you don't have to spend too much time so you don't get behind. Because getting into the energy portion this week with the first module is so important so that we can all get up to speed and have experiences together. So,
so I guess I'm already behind.
Well, no, you're not behind. You're just where you are, right?
Yes. No. And I did the energy meditation when I did, your mini course. And it was quite interesting.
Yeah. I know Catherine had a very different experience this time around when she had it. Do you want to talk about that at all, Catherine?
It was just very emotional. I think because I'm moving in 2 weeks.
Oh.
It's kind of, it feels really big. It feels, I don't know, it's a funny one because I moved 2 years ago back to my hometown. But it was away from my ex-husband. It was me moving with my kids. And although that was even bigger than this time, it was a different feeling. This time I really feel like I'm doing something so much bigger and this is the next stage. And when I move, I'm going to free up about 10 hours a week of time.
Oh.
I know, because I've been driving. I have to drive the kids to school. So it's these 10 hours that are going to be for my business. And it feels really kind of...
It's an hour for your kids each way for school?
It takes me half an hour to get there. Then I have to drive half an hour back.
Oh, right. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I'm going to get about 10 hours spare a week. And so I really sort of...
Amazing.
It is. But I've set this time for my personal business growth and things like that. And now it's real. I kind of have to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called accountability time.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yes.
So I'm going to go into like a little bit of a riff on energy, and we'll just discuss it, and then we'll see what comes up for you around your body image and your own experience of energy inside your body and how to shift that, because sometimes we just need to witness it, and sometimes we have this desire to change everything. And the whole goal here is actually just to be present with exactly where you are. and be able to just sit with it. Because we're taught in our society that the way we are needs to be changed, right? That we need to do better, work harder, be more, try harder, do this, do something different. And it's very hard to implement change when we're making ourselves wrong for how we are. So getting right with who you are and where you are now allows you to step into the greater conscious, like, sense of being. I'm just going to shift the view. Okay. Well, that doesn't work. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to mute you for a second and pull myself forward. Okay, there we go. All right. So when we are developing our style, it's really an inside job. And so connecting to see how your energy is inside your body, it's actually the foundation to supporting your desire to express yourself. And it is about accepting what is now. So where your energy lives in your body and what it looks like is really important to know, because if you don't understand this inner world that we all have and we all desire to understand a little bit more about, then all of a sudden you have a disconnect or a miscommunication or a separation from actually who you are. And so if our goal is to be authentically ourselves and to be that person that we always wished we could be, but we feel like, oh, it's just too hard to get there. It's just too difficult to stand up tall and strong and be that powerful woman that you want to be, or produce the content that you want to produce and do it with strength and compassion and vulnerability and power. So being able to step into our own energy and witness it makes you just that much more powerful. So there are no, oops, hold on one second. Let me just here. Okay. All right. Hey there, ladies. So we're just going into a little bit of the content of review, and then we're going to jump on a little bit of coaching. So welcome. We'll check in just a minute. So there are no rules, and this is a no judgment zone. This is a safe space for you to express yourself, to share what you're witnessing in yourself so that we can put it on the table and be there with you and open doors to opportunities that may be coming, or to have support to just see it and be with it. And that can be so powerful, just to be present with it. As I said earlier, getting present with your energy allows you to stand tall and present in who you are. And it allows you to be here and now, instead of saying, I'm not okay here and I need to be over there. When we get to module 5, we'll work on being present with who we are and future tripping to who we want to be. And that will be the style archetyping experiment, and then defining that. So your energy is yours to own and express as you desire. And that's where we start to develop the unique expression of yourself. So laying your foundation is really, really, really important, because without a foundation, you can crumble very easily. And so that allows you to select an article of clothing without second guessing yourself, right? That's the most basic way to look at it. But the other side benefits of it are you can set boundaries with other people. You can create space for yourself to explore in a more aesthetically pleasing way. Or you can create more opportunity to connect with other people who you desire to, I'm going to say look like, but that's not really the right term. Who you desire to, let's say, aspire to be, right? So, but the important thing is to look at where you are now. Let's get present. The now is the most powerful place to be. because that's where we are able to listen, and then we can receive those messages into our body, and then we can respond to them, and then we can take empowered action. So this starts the trust process, right? This allows you to start trusting yourself, because it is about building a muscle to get connected to your creative expression. And so imagining yourself, or going through the imagination process of your energy is really powerful, because, well, it gives you a visual tool and a sensation tool and an auditory tool, right? Any way that you saw, felt, heard, there's so many different experiences women have, and that's why I don't say, oh, you have to see something, because some people don't see anything, they don't hear anything, nothing comes up for them, but just a wave of emotion. And that's great. Some people get nothing, and guess what? When they get to the emotions part, it's like, whoa, they get so much. So I want you to throw out any ideas that you have about fashion. This is not the fashion part. This is about how you feel in your body. And this is not about how fashion has told you you should look, because we're not going to build ourselves based on those principles. We're not going to build our style at all on those principles. We will have awesome magnetic style by the end of this course, and there is a process to get there. So stepping into your present moment, into your energy, and understanding the context of your energy. And the context, I mean the visual cues, the auditory cues, the sensations in your body. This is giving you a place to tap in. And your energy centers are really, really important to understand that, because guess what? It's a tool. It's a powerhouse. It is just that place for you to be able to step into awareness. Okay, so we can do two things. We can jump right into coaching right now, or we can all go through the meditation together. If you want to, I'm going to unmute everyone and let's take a quick poll of what you'd like to do. So who would like to do the meditation again right now? Okay, let's do some coaching then. All right. So Catherine, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go through the list here. And, we'll get about 15 minutes per person, which is great. And I'm going to put it on a gallery view so I can see everyone. I know you can change your screen as per, but this is more for the recording. Okay. So tell me, what's going on?
Good question. To start with, I don't have a very good relationship with fashion or clothes. My mother always wanted to put me in a dress, and I hated it. I wanted to be a boy. I'd wear anything that was blue, jeans, trainers, hoodies, and totally. I still do. It's just kind of it's my clothes and my armor, I guess. That sort of just hide me. So yeah, I'd really like to look put together, but kind of, I don't know, I really like the androgynous styles. I really like that kind of jacket with a shirt. I don't know what you'd call them, like slacks and a nice pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I can't even see myself going out of the house in that, because I would feel like I'm not who everyone else expects me to be. I would draw attention to myself, and I don't really want that.
Say that, but again, you're not who everyone expects you to be, but you don't want to draw attention to yourself?
Not really.
Okay. So tell me more about that. Like, what in the process of when you got present with yourself, where did you feel that, like, I don't want attention?
I guess that was right at the top. That was my crown chakra, I think.
Okay.
I just kind of feel lost. I don't feel like I have a community. I don't really feel like I have friends. I know I do, but I just don't feel like I don't know. I don't really know who I am, I guess.
And what evidence do you have that tells you don't know who you are?
Because I feel disjointed. I feel like I'm not, nothing flows. I look at my wardrobe and I put a picture up of the wardrobe and there's a nice selection of clothes, but I'm still reaching for the same things. And they're just, you know, they're just my standard. They're just, yeah, I want everything to kind of fit and flow. I feel like I'm far too many people at the moment and none of it fits together.
Okay, so tell me what you saw when you were at the root chakra.
Okay, so it was warm, flowers, roses, pink, soft. This was yesterday.
Yep.
And that felt just calm. That was nice. I was happy there.
Would you say that you feel safe and secure in the world?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
In my world, in my bed, which is where I am now.
Oh, okay. So in your inner world, but not in the outer world.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's create a distinction there. When you step out into the world, what happens?
Just me being an introvert, everything's just a little bit too much, and yeah.
And so it's like the sounds, the people, the energy, all of it gets sort of, what does that feel like in your body when that happens?
Just sort of awkward. Just like I want to get home. And I get short-tempered and yeah, I don't like it.
Okay. So this is really interesting because you first said, you know, androgyny was really like something that you are attracted to, I'm going to say. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of times for introverts, using style as armor is a really, really, really great tool. And an androgynous style can really, really work for you that way too. So think of it less as an outer perspective of how people will look at you and more about the sensation of how it feels for you.
Okay.
And that will allow you to step into a way of, hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to manage participants and talk at the same time. It's something that I'm not good at. Autumn, do you mind muting? Oh, there you are. Okay, I can mute you now. Okay, great. And I'm gonna mute Sarah. Okay, fab. So, okay, hi. Oh, so nice out. It's like 52 degrees here in Maine, which is unheard of in March, I just took a walk in culottes. I was like, wow, it's amazing. Okay, so the androgynous part, if you look at your attraction to it, less as how the world will perceive you and more as how it is a tool for armor for you to manage your body in the outer world.
Okay.
And being an introvert is a challenge. I'm an extrovert with a high drive for introversion.
I'm an introvert, but sort of extroverted. I absolutely love people, but then that's enough, and then I have to go again.
Totally. I totally get it. So tell me, let's just go through the rest of the chakras real quick. So what else did you find in your second chakra?
Okay, so that's exposed, feels very vulnerable. Like I want sort of a hot water bottle or kind of a ring around me, like a float for the swimming baths. Just something that sort of covers me right around the middle. Okay,
a ring. Okay. And do you wear anything at this point right now that actually does hug you there?
Vests every day.
Vests.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, vest in England is like a tank top undershirt, right?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. Which I did. That's so funny. I grew up in England, but since I've been in America for so long, I sometimes forget the language. But I did that all through my 20s and when I was in high school, because I broke my back and had to wear a back brace. And so I had to wear vests and a big cast around me. Okay. So that's your security blanket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And if you were to tap into your creative expression and your financial stability right now and your sexuality, those three things, which is a lot in one area, right? That's why it's like it's a sensitive zone for women because, well, there's a lot going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tapping into your creativity, do you feel secure and comfortable there?
No.
Okay.
Not enough.
And then what about your sexuality?
Yeah, that's a funny one. I watched something yesterday which brought up some issues that are just kind of there. I've obviously got 2 kids with my ex-husband.
Right.
But I didn't want them. And everyone goes, you know how babies are made, and I do. And I went into it being sort of brought up a Catholic. I was like, Catholic marriage, yeah, whatever, sort of, this is what it is. But there was never that discussion of, hey, let's have a baby now.
Right.
I had a master's degree. I was applying for all these amazing jobs, and it sort of, a month after we were married, I was pregnant. And then only the second time that we'd done anything after I'd had the first one, we were pregnant again. And it's not what I wanted. And yeah, it's really hard to kind of think that someone that I trusted did that to me. And it is hard.
Yeah.
Because we're not together now, and I have the kids most of the time, and I feel like it's
Yeah. And how old are the kids now?
They are 7 and 9. And
9. Okay. So you left yourself behind 10 years ago, let's say.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So if we were to look at that as there is like an abandoned self 10 years ago, and there's a very powerful woman that had her master's degree in, what was it?
Environmental management.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. And do you still have passion for that?
Kind of. I've gone full circle in that people won't make any changes to their external environment if they're not happy themselves. So I'm kind of working with people instead now. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me what you're feeling right now?
A little bit vulnerable. Trying not to cry.
Yeah. And it's okay to cry. Because
not in front of everyone.
You can turn off your screen if you need to.
No,
but know that what just came up was a part of you was left behind.
Yeah.
Right? And the part of you that had a huge vision for life. And that creates a disconnect in your body. Right? And so our goal here is actually to reclaim that for you so that you don't feel, and I mean, you use the word insecure because it's really, it is about creating a sense of security with those areas of our body that we have become disconnected from. And it just happens to be in that area, in that energy center where there's a lot of driving forces like creativity, which we know you've proven you're creative. I mean, your ability to create worksheets is incredible. Sexuality, where we know that you have not been able to make choices that have been powerful for yourself. And then financially, are you supported and have you been able to support yourself?
Yes, I am supported. I do feel like I'm going to put myself right at my limit in moving house. So I am a bit worried about that. But I know that we need to, for the kids, they can have one room each when we move.
That's great.
and like I've said, this extra time that I get, it's just priceless to me. But I know I need to put it to good use.
Yeah. Okay. So that's high value on your time, right? And that you can convert that to finances eventually. And it's a process, right? Starting a business is a process. So, okay. So we're going to table that and hold that as a place that we know the vulnerability spot for you is something that we're going to revisit throughout the next couple of weeks. Okay. And really focusing on being present with the part that was abandoned. Okay. And find a container that's safe for it. Okay. So let's go into the third chakra, your solar plexus. What happened there?
Let me get the, I don't know where my last one is. So last night it was swirling tears. It felt tight, sort of murky water, but the time before, it wasn't so bad.
Okay.
Yeah, that felt like road trips, wind, sea, rain, and freedom.
So freedom before.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think this is all tied in with the move and just feeling kind of ungrounded. Like I've started packing up my things, and it's bringing up old emotions of my possessions and how they feel and do I need it? And it is that kind of pulling apart a life.
Right.
To then put it back together again. So I can understand why, but that did make me cry yesterday.
Yeah, and I was going to say exactly the same thing, just being present with the fact that you have expectations that are up, for an introverted person to move is like upheavaling, right? It's just you're taking everything and rearranging it, and know that pressure that you're feeling is on just a short timeline, right? Yeah. It doesn't have to be forever. Yeah. But it's also that swirling it's like the bumping up from the creativity and that sense of security and that desire. So this is pressing against that too. Okay. Does that make sense? So because you're pushing that sense of security a little bit.
Yes.
So the sensation, that swirling sensation, did you pin anything that had that sort of like images that had a swirling sensation at all?
Yeah, water.
Oh.
Like being in a river. Just kind of, after a storm and it's all muddy and it's all sort of swirling around, and yeah, it was horrible. Really.
Yeah. Murky. Yeah. So when we start to apply fashion to our bodies, we'll look at how we can apply the swirling sensation and release it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it might be reinforcing through like the solar plexus, and then using like a flowy skirt or an A-line skirt to use a little motion of fabric to release it. So I'm going to start, I'll give you all like little cues to how things will roll out so that it doesn't feel like an overwhelming process, right? So I'll give you little tiny steps of like, this is what we will do eventually. So you're seeing a little bit of where we're going and understanding the process and why we break it down this way. Okay, awesome. So what about the heart?
That feels expansive. Like I want to give what I've got. So it felt like warm sun on green meadows.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And did you pin that?
What, on my Pinterest board?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, let's bring it on.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything that you see, I want all of everything that you're seeing, I want it on the Pinterest board. It's not just about fashion right now.
Okay.
This is about the whole entire self. This is about every image that comes up for you, because that becomes part and parcel of little pieces, right? You can take the colors. You'll see the repetitive colors in different images that are all over, right? Like they can be, you know, the Mediterranean to then all of a sudden we see many different forms of blues coming up for you. And it's like, oh, and then we'll go, wait, there's something around communication that we really need to work on for you. And then we start adorning blue. So it's let yourself go open, like no judgment. There are no boundaries right now. It is really about opening up the container and not defining it yet. Stay open. Okay, awesome. And then roll up to your throat chakra.
Yesterday it felt like it was blank.
Blank.
Maybe like a whiteboard, you know, like a one at school that you can maybe drop on the floor on, which is quite nice compared to the famous vibe, which felt stuck, like I was eating soap or something, like something horrible in my mouth. Like, yeah.
So that's great though, because it's definitely like there's something brewing here, right? Like that feels like a little bit of a cleansing process in a way.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And then the third eye.
That was exciting fun. So it felt big. It felt kind of like I was adorned with silks and richness, and yeah, it was good.
And did you pin that too?
No, I will do. I will do all this.
Yeah. That's really rich information for us visually, right? Yeah. So follow those cues and trust yourself when they come up. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. And I may hire you to do all my worksheets for the courses going forward. That would be so fun. Okay, cool. And then we know that the crown was, you felt disjointed, but you also, let's revisit the crown real quick. What?
Yeah, lost, broken, and unsure. Like I don't have my community. I don't have.
Okay.
Who I need and what I need here. But I don't know. Last time it seemed empty. So.
Okay, so that's just a further expansion of emptiness.
Yeah.
And do you? It's like a vacuous feeling. Like there's like, you know, like when you're like, hello, is anyone out there?
Yeah.
It's like that echoey feeling. Okay. So pin some of that too, right? Like that mysterious, like vacuous space. And I almost see like a lot of fogginess, like you can't quite break through.
Yep.
So go find that, and we'll work through this and know that your two really vulnerable spots are the crown and I'm going to say it's really tapping into your creative potential through the crown in a connected, communal driven way, which you'll find community in here, right? That's part of the process here. That's part of why we do it in group, is so that we can support each other. And then the other part is to really stay connected to your second chakra, right? And the sacral area, and just really be aware of that sense of vulnerability. Typically, I see in this program, I see the first, second, third, and fifth chakras as the most vulnerable chakras for women to work on. We're working on our confidence, we're working on our financial security, we're working on our expression of that, and we're working on our projection of our own power. So I do see this is very much encapsulating for you here. And so keep pinning so that you can start communicating the things that you are seeing.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Great
Thank
job.
you.
Cool. So fun. All right, Helga, you ready? No.
But I will, as ready I will be.
Okay. Yeah.
And obviously I'm not doing this exercise this week.
Yep, that's okay. Is there something that you want to just have some coaching on now, or do you want to go through the list of where you saw it before, and then we can bring things into present?
Well, it's really, I felt that I use clothes to make me safe. And I've been out of the what do you say, work area for 5 years now.
Okay.
I used to work in a university where I was teaching. I have PhD in nursing.
Wow.
And I was teaching for 15 years and decided my passion was kind of fading away and I wanted to do something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and took several courses in meditation and working on my, energy and chakras and all that. And 5 years later, I have not, started my business or started teaching. So I thought, I've been following Kate Northrup, and then I saw you there, and I thought, well, this is something I love. Before I went into nursing, I went to London and took a degree in makeup. I became a makeup artist.
Oh.
I never really worked as one, but I always loved beauty and fashion and so on. So
I have to say, Reykjavik, the style is amazing.
Yeah,
I love it. And the graphic design, oh God, I mean, it's to die for. It's so good. So you're in a hotbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So tell me, where in your body is this lack of taking a step forward in your business?
Well, actually, my daughter has been having pain problems now for several years.
Okay.
So I have been, spending a lot of time taking care of her, and but eventually she's 60 now, and she will, she's growing into taking more care of herself and her issues. So I feel I need to do something,
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, it's time. Okay. And it's hard, but it's time.
Yeah. And do you feel that you have the foundation to start?
Yes and no. I don't have any certification in teaching mindfulness, but sure, I have taken all the courses, you can think about.
Right. Yeah.
And it's really, and I did a, mindfulness-based stress reduction with Kabat-Zinn in US. And, it's really figuring out for me, is that what I really, really want to do?
Yeah.
And so I'm not doing Mary Folero yet.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I need to be absolutely sure that this is what I want to put my energy in.
Yes. So there's something about taking a step away from what you practiced for 15 years, right? And then you gave yourself space and you were a caregiver.
Yeah.
Also. And I'm sure that part of your drive for the mindfulness had something to do with your daughter's care.
Mm-hmm.
And you have an incredible skill as a teacher and a nurse, correct? That's like a massive caregiving opportunity. So you have credibility, right? And now it's about finding the confidence to step into that. With that said, we never know when we're first starting something new if it's the thing, right? But we have to take a step forward to find out if that thing fulfills us. And then we take another step forward because we're like, it needs to be a little bit different. Like when I started my business in 2013, I was just a coach. I had been a health coach since 2009, and I had worked for big corporations teaching doctors how to implement health coaching into their practices for 5 years. And so, or for 4 years. And so when I left my corporate career, I was like, I'll just be a life coach, business coach, and I got into it and I created these programs and I did all the marketing and all that. And I was like, and then I almost died. And I was like, well, this, like, it just didn't work. Like, it didn't fit for me. And I got very clear that my recovery into health was about creativity. And until I could figure out that creative process, which I did like that, right? It just like, it snapped into form really quickly with people actually coming to the table and asking for help. So we do have to start before we're really ready, because we have to take action to get the evidence to come back to us. Right? Mm-hmm. So tell me where you feel what I just said in your body.
In my throat.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does that look like to you?
I guess I'm just scared. I know that I can, if I have some material, I can teach. That I know, and I've taught for so many years and given research presentations and so on. But it only becomes alive if I connect it to my own experience. So, and there I kind of get vulnerable, and it's scary. It's scary really stepping out of this being in the structure like the university is, and you are presenting a research papers, it's just facts. Mm-hmm. But what I was always best at when I was teaching, it was telling stories. So I know I have it.
Yeah. But
it's really, talking about my experience. I know I will be good at that, and combining that with what do you say, science, or
what was that last thing? Like
science, combining that with my knowledge.
Experience.
Connecting the knowledge and the experience.
Yes.
That's where I see my potential.
Yeah. So, where else do you feel fear in your body?
Heart.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what is that about?
Trust issues. Trusting people. Yeah. Being hurt.
Okay. And is there stuff from your career in teaching that you had that was?
Well, I had a very difficult experience being a mother and having my daughter in the hospital last year for 1 month, and it's kind of it's trusting people. Trusting people that they will help you and be kind to you, and
What if you could trust yourself and know that you can respond appropriately to whatever happens? Mm-hmm. Because not everyone is trustworthy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's how we respond to the situation is actually what the most important thing is. And so feeling that sense of trust inside your body is paramount. So I'm really curious to see, for you, I really would love for you to go through the first video in module 1.
Yeah.
And then do the meditation. And I want to know what comes out on the other side. And let go of having a perfect Pinterest board. This is about putting it all out on the table. This is the visual brainstorm that we're just getting it all out on the table. And start sharing them, because we're in this together. And so I need to see it. You can tag me and I'll say, okay, let's look at that. I'd love for you to acknowledge what areas you're seeing these things in. And next week we can tap into it more, right? Mm-hmm. And so know that in this coaching today, we tapped into your story, we tapped into your emotions, we tapped into your energy. This is it. Like, we will keep doing this and building this out. It is a very holistic process. I create a system to deliver it to you so that we can grow with a strong foundation, but you're not behind. You're right where you're supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And know that this is a safe place for you to express the frustrations of finding that thing that you need to say in the world.
Yep.
Okay?
Sounds really comforting.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's really hard to confidently say, hey, I have something really important to say, and it's super valuable, and it's different. And please hear me out. That's really hard to do. I have to do it every single day with my business, and some days I don't want to. But I do it because I know that the impact is so powerful. But I did have to do it often without knowing what the impact was. Mm-hmm. And until I started working with people and seeing what kind of impact I could make on them, I had no idea the value of my work. And I still don't. I still have to fine-tune my marketing. I'm going all the way back through B School again to make my marketing even better. It never stops. And I love it because I'm obsessed with it, but it's also a lot of work, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But know that this is is a place for you to start to claim that voice. Mm-hmm. And you live in such an incredible place. I mean, it is like a vortex of just creation energy. So tap into it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm super excited to see what happens. Yay.
Yes, so am I.
Good. Thank you. Anything else?
No, I think that's it for today for me.
Oh, great. All right. Yeah. Let's move on with Autumn. Hi, love.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I just unmuted you.
Okay, good. I have these headphones on, but I wasn't sure.
Great. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so how are we doing?
Doing good. I went through the chakra meditation, and I didn't get to the rest of the stuff, but the questions after. But as you were speaking, and as everyone else was telling their stories, it really caused some of the answers to some of the questions to come up. So it was really helpful to hear everyone.
Awesome. Isn't that amazing how groups do that?
Yeah, it's really amazing, and I'm really happy that everyone's here. So
me too. It doesn't happen without you. Like, can you imagine if it was just me? I'd be like, hi.
So should I go through and let you know?
Yeah, so I would love for you just to tell me the overall experience for you first.
Okay. So the overall experience was different than I thought. It was much more revealing than I thought. I'm pretty in touch with my body, I feel. Mm-hmm. I've been doing a lot of work healing trauma, CPSD, whatever it is,
PTSD.
Yeah. But like developmental, so which I didn't know I had, like from my whole life. So didn't even know it was a thing. So
this work was born out of that, by the way.
Yeah. So it's amazing. I'd been kind of self-healing all these years through dance, movement, and all kinds of creativity. And I wasn't aware that I had trauma. I didn't really know what that was. So I thought that was something that happened when you got in a car accident or something like that. So through that experience, I have been really being in touch with my body, coming back into my body after realizing I was really dissociated. And so I have this really, what I feel, awesome relationship with my body that I can listen to it. And so doing this exercise felt like, wow, I thought I knew everything, but there's more, So it was really kind of, I know I didn't know everything, but it was just really revealing. And also to put it in the context of of clothes, it started to really reveal to me some of the habits I have, some of the, like I wear turtlenecks a lot. I've always loved them. A lot of the stuff on my Pinterest board is turtlenecks and cowls, and I flip-flop between wanting to wear a turtle or cowl neck, not a tight one, but something loose around my neck, a scarf, or totally having a low V-neck. And when I got to the throat chakra, I felt this constriction there, which I wasn't expecting. And afterwards, I started thinking about this turtleneck thing, you know, like, what's that about? And I don't know, but it's like, okay, let's explore that.
Yeah, we totally can.
Yeah.
So, you want to explore that now?
Yeah, let me tell you what else that came up about that.
Okay.
So I saw dark blue.
In that area?
I saw dark blue, and the image that came to me was a dark night sky, but the kind of dark, very dark blue with stars. And I felt tightness and tension and constriction, but not in a scary way. It wasn't fearful. It just felt tight. And so in my history, I was like the chief secret holder in my family. And I still feel remnants of that. So I have always written. I have volumes of literally, like, I've been doing morning pages and writing for 25 years. Right. And I have boxes. I have written books, poetry. I have about 20 songs that I've written and learned how to play on the guitar, piano. I want to produce a CD. I do sing in public, but it's like I have such a huge body of work from so many years, and I don't let out, like not even 1% of it. And I feel like it's like wanting to just get out.
So
I've been doing it all behind the scenes.
So can I put like a tiny shift on that?
Yes.
So you have a massive body of work that you've been hiding from the world. Mm-hmm. So you're not actually sharing your gifts. So you're not giving the world the opportunity to heal through your lens of life. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
And where do you really feel that when I say that?
I feel in my jaw, actually, a little tension.
Anger?
I feel in my stomach a little bit. No, it's fear. It comes up. It feels. I the other day it came to me like the word vulnerability and visibility, like kind of being two sides of the same coin, and that's really why I'm in this course. Is that I feel on the edge. I want to get out there. I am getting out there. It's like, as an example, I was in a book, one of the Origin Empresses wrote, and she put my work, it was about a beautiful morning, about a morning process, and so she put it in there, and I was in there, and it came out, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in a book. And then, like, I didn't tell anybody except, my partner. And I don't know how to it feels uncomfortable to me to promote myself. It's like I go back and forth, and that's what I mean, that flip-flopping. It's like the turtleneck to the totally open, barefoot, and I feel like I'm flip-flopping. So
tell me what you saw at your root chakra.
So what I saw at the root chakra really surprised me. I saw scar tissue, and I saw lumpiness and rugged terrain, and a little bit of smoothness, but I wanted it felt like it should be smooth. It felt like rough. And one thing that came to my mind afterwards was my first child. I had an episiotomy and a lot of tearing, 3rd-degree lacerations.
I don't know what an episiotomy is, sorry.
So that's when your perineum is cut.
Okay, got it. Yes.
When you're giving birth. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, and it's a very common procedure. Mm-hmm. I did not want one. I was clear that I didn't want one, but the way that the birth went was not the way that, So that was okay. And So it literally is lumpy down there. It literally is, there's this scar tissue. And
so your touch, got it.
yeah. So my second and third children, I didn't have, you know, any interventions or anything like that. And it's fine. And I never really felt like, I haven't recently felt like that area is in any pain or any discomfort or anything like that. It's like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have healthy sexual relations and, you know, all of that. So it was interesting to me that it came up, and I felt like a little violated there.
Okay. And do you feel safe?
Most of the time I do now. I hadn't. In the last 4 years that I've really been working, healing, feeling more embodied, practicing and teaching Nia, and moving to heal, which is the work that I do, which is the somatic practice. And and in my home, but it's really, that's new for me to really feel safe. Totally safe in my body, even though I appeared that way. I mean, I would take the train home in New York City at 1 o'clock in the morning and not feel, you know, but really feel that. I'm starting to feel that probably just this year.
Visceral safety is very different from outer safetiness. And this course is built on actually creating a visceral sensation of safetiness and trust inside your own body so that you can't be violated.
Yeah.
Because it's paramount that we own our own bodies. And that is part of our style. That is an energetic way of showing up in the world. And unfortunately, we're not taught to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, awesome. So we're so in line. I love it. All right. So what happened in the sacral area?
The sacral area felt very fluid, safe, easy, open, and kind of always feels that way.
And does that feel in alignment with your financial situation and your creativity and your sexuality?
No.
Okay.
It feels, my financial is it's moving towards that way. And it wasn't that way before. And it's funny because I actually, I came into some money a few years ago. I don't have anymore, but it because I never felt safe even when I had that. I always felt like it made me anxious. I was going to lose it. Now I have less money, but I feel more at ease and more aligned with how I relate to money and the physical world. Yeah.
Awesome. And your creativity is flowing.
Yes, flowing. Absolutely. And really always has.
Yeah, I feel like there's a key here about monetizing your creativity at a higher level. Mm-hmm. And that's just like putting a little bit of a loudspeaker on it. So if we were to look at the connection between you're building your sense of safety and the tension in your voice to like finding that next level of claiming your, like, this is my creative expression and this is how I'm going to monetize it in the world. Which I think that in our conversation before you had said you wanted to do an online program. So so this is sort of like where.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. I love working with people in person in my community.
Yeah.
So I want to make that also be available online and kind of offer people more in that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the voice part, the not feeling I don't even know if it's confidence in the voice, but that constriction gets in the way. It's like the creative work can't get out there unless I use my voice.
Right.
Like I have lots of writing, but unless I publish the blog, no one's going to read it. And
so what is that that's stopping you? Where do you feel that?
There's two places. And so when I get to the solar plexus,
mm-hmm.
I felt a sensation of my heart racing, not racing, but like heart beating faster.
Yeah.
And I felt a little agitated there. Then when I got to the heart chakra, it was very calm. I was in the forest. There were ferns. It was warm and things got easier. So one of the things that I realized that happened to me when I was young, my will, that was suppressed a lot. And I feel like that was part of the kind of abuse that I was in the you know, in the realm of, you know, that was what was going on, that doing that real high, that energy to do things was a lot of times, not always, but sometimes really just stopped or suppressed or criticized. And so my will doesn't feel that strong, except, and I connected this as you were talking before, it was like, this thought came to me is that I give up unless I have to survive. So my survival is really strong, and my will gets strong and engaged when I have to survive. And that's translated into money. When I have to, I can, you know, pull it together. I'll have a job tomorrow, you know, or whatever it is. So what I want to do is have my will be more conscious from taking action out of love, not out of fear, and more out of confidence. That's what feels like needs to shift.
Okay, so let's go back to the heart beating, agitation in the solar plexus, because I think that that's our key here.
Okay.
What really happened there?
I was afraid to be seen, afraid to fail, afraid to get in the game. I mean, it's scary being in this group right now. Like when you said that, it's like really scary because I'm not the leader. If I'm doing a class and I'm the teacher, I feel very different.
Right.
I don't feel as vulnerable.
But you're also in control, right?
Yeah.
So this, I'm going to reinforce this. This is
like I'm feeling that feeling right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a safe place for you to be vulnerable. Okay. And we need these places in the world. And so that you can find the opportunity to tap into what has not risen yet.
Yeah.
And when you can find that thing that hasn't risen yet, you can give it space to give it attention so that it can rise. Because you have this incredible body of work that has zero visibility. Mm-hmm. And you have this survival technique that is on the roller coaster of like, I can do it if I need to, but I'm not going to serve myself enough to do it to build wealth on.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So claiming that you're going to honor yourself enough from your sense of power, where you actually do have a power center in your body. And that was almost like the nerves, like the heart's beating. You're like, oh, I can't deal with this. Like, no way. And saying, okay, like I can be seen. And what you're doing now is practice. You're working that muscle, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Thank you. It feels better already.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Fun.
Ooh,
okay, cool. So that's really your spot to stay tapped into, like on the long haul. Do you see how everyone has a little bit of a different spot?
Yes.
And it's pretty much in a similar zone, but again, first, second, third, and fifth. Like we're gonna go through this because this is what it takes for us to rise. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That's that's very powerful. Thank you, Karen.
I'm so excited. Yay. Oh, and I kept meaning to ask you, how is your pinning going?
I need to get back to it more.
Okay.
I did
some. Because you have a lot of like the forest, the warmth, the beating heart. I want you to find that motion, like that, intensity. And I almost see it like as like something like this, right? Like however that beating, we don't want to just pin the all beauty and positive, right? Like I want to see the contrast. I want to see the darkness. I want to see it all. It has value and it needs to be expressed because it means that you're putting it out in the world on the forefront. And when I started to claim my darkness as an outer layer, I was like, oh, I'm okay with it now. Right? Instead of being ashamed for it. So
most of the stuff I pinned is from one place that I love, Gaia Conceptions, which is, they make their own, and it's amazing.
But go outside
it is
the box.
Very similar.
Yeah, so go outside the box and find, like, you know, the forest. Like, we're looking for the colors, and we're looking for all the different tonal qualities and all the different expressions, right? So we can start to brainstorm and then narrow it down, and then you'll clean it up, or you can make a copy of the board and then clean it up and make it a little bit fresher. Depends on how you really want to work it. It's this is a visual storytelling process for you. So, and it's a fun tool to start to see patterns that you wouldn't have seen without knowing this information. Like that starry, dark sky. Yeah. Like, whoa, super cool. And then you'll learn how to claim that in weeks or in module 5 and 6, right? We'll go into that, like, oh, okay, we can put visual context on this. Oh, this has meaning. And then the meaning gives you power.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I got ideas already.
Awesome. All right, so pin away and share it.
All right.
All right. So Sarah, how you doing? I'm unmuting you. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Good. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did the first assignment go? Have you been able to do it?
There was quite a lot there. So
okay.
I've tried to get through most of it. I tried the chakra meditation a couple of times.
Yeah.
Maybe I did get a few things, but it doesn't feel very strong.
Okay, tell me what you got.
I think I always feel a kind of tension in the third one, or at least according to where it is in the body.
Yep.
So whenever I was thinking about it, sorry?
In your solar plexus.
Yeah. It always feels quite tense. But when I did the meditation, I found the first one was more, I can't even remember now really what it was, but I just remember thinking that was more shaky than I thought. And I remember also at the very top having some kind of waterfall sensation.
Oh, cool.
I didn't get that much really. Some of the other descriptions are much more rich, and I guess
everyone's different. So that's the one thing that we need to make a distinction. You're not wrong for your experience.
Yeah.
Claim your experience for what it is, and how we know that you're an incredibly creative person. So it might just be that there's another form of communicating. And so it might be that next week we find out that the emotions is actually the deeper way to tap into your body. And that's why we have multiple lenses. So there's 3 different body maps. Okay. So we have the emotions, the energy, and the essentials. And when we start to connect them all together, we're informed in a dimensional way. So it's not just one way, there's many ways. So I think that you actually have a lot of information to work with here already. And the sense that tension around the solar plexus, you know, that is your power center. So really knowing that there's restriction around there.
Yeah.
Right? And we'll tap into that over time. And once you get into module 3 and really get into that story. So I really want you to tap into module 3 and focus on that when we get there. Okay. So you can tap into the story of what is that tension really about. And module 3 will go through the wheel of life, and I call it the essentials, because I want you to look at all the different areas, and I'm going to have you're going to ask questions, and you're going to look into it, and you're going to see what is there. Okay. And it's your inner dialogue coming out through the questioning process and the imagination process, right? And then we apply it back to the body. So we take the pieces of your story and we actually place them on the chakras and identify the emotions of those stories. So you're not at a loss here. This is just part of the process.
it's quite a new concept. I haven't really ever looked at chakras before, but I've done other types of things where I get these incredible visions. So yeah, I guess
That's okay.
there's just some slight newness or something.
Yeah. Can you tell me about the shakiness and sort of, I'm going to say, the unstable feeling in the root chakra?
That's the thing. I can't really remember much about that.
Okay. Have you been able to pin anything that allows you to sort of communicate that sensation?
I was looking at my board and I realized I put Grayson Perry on there with he dresses up as a doll, basically, like in this really extreme kind of transvestite outfit.
Yeah.
And I thought that in my head, that's very cool and exciting. So then I went to Pinterest to look for some more pictures of him. And I started to think that actually there's something quite weird and extremely vulnerable about those images. Not like all the other images I've pinned where it's real power images.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of kept them, but I was much more uneasy and kind of, there's something quite weird here. So maybe those are the only ones where it started to go into something a bit more interesting like that.
And tell me,
because it is incredibly intense and colourful and strong, but it's so much that it just makes him look slightly weird and odd.
Yeah, you had like a boho afro androgyny going on. Like and it was really vibrant, and I was really I wanted to see where you would go with this, because it's definitely unique, and I'm curious to know where you feel that sense of connectivity in your body to what you were pinning.
It's kind of here. Like
up here.
Yeah, from about here to just around the solar plexus area, or maybe more like upper chest really. And
okay,
the kind of,
so does it feel heady to you when you're doing this work, when you're pinning?
Heady or heavy?
Heady.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, it's very exciting. And
okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to do this exercise. You can do it tomorrow because it's late where you are. Go back to the shaky feeling in your root and do a little bit of a tap-in meditation. Ask your body what's going on there, and then I just want you to pin. And I want you to just really feel your way through pinning, and not looking at what you have already on your board, but dive out into another direction.
Okay.
I want to see if we can get the head down into the body.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. I can't wait to see where this goes. And I definitely know that when we, had tapped in earlier before this, it's about connecting that sense of security for you, right? And that creative expression.
Yeah.
And so I love that you said, it's heady, right? Like it feels heady and it's all up here, because the deep desire for you is to bring it down into the body so that we can feel through the body and then have it be more of a visceral form of expression.
That makes me think of the last bit of the meditation where that was the strongest bit, where I just suddenly had this sense of a waterfall, like whoosh, from the top right down. Yeah. Yeah. And I actually found a pin that had this veil, a wedding veil, and it was like snakes kind of coming down.
Oh, whoa.
Blue snakes, yeah.
Medusa-like.
Yeah. Yes, Medusa is a thing that goes on in my head a lot.
I love it.
Yeah, that's interesting about that. Bring that.
Yeah.
down.
Okay, cool. So let's stay connected with this and see where it goes. And just when you tap in and do more pinning, just say that you've done it on the Pinterest group and then pin the board up and we can take a look at it. Cool. Anything else? Am I losing you?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just wanted to, is there anything else?
it just feels to me quite complicated and shaky at the moment, the whole process.
Yeah.
Maybe that's...
It's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really quite different for me to even think about things. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is challenging how you take in information.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to keep challenging you. And I'm going to be here with you throughout the process.
Mm.
Right? And so there are going to be times where you're going to bump up against this. And that's just what happens in life, right? But when you committed to the program, you committed to your own success. So I'm here.
I had a very strong sense. Yeah.
So I'm here for you for that. So the first step is to really connect into the body and do the root pinning. I want you to really look at the root and find that foundation, because you say it feels shaky, and I want you to communicate what that really looks like. Okay? That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're here together, okay? Cool. Okay. Cool. All right, thank you. So we're moving on to Susan. Hello. Should I call you Savvy? Well, I don't know why I can't unmute you. There we go. Savvy.
I don't know why that comes up, but I can't change it to Susan. So, all right. So we'll leave me as Savvy. Yeah.
Cool. I kind of love that.
Yeah.
It feels very you already.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did the first exercise go?
Well, you mean the meditation? Okay, so I did not do that.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, where is this? Where do I find it?
Oh, it's in...
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's in the course. So you got the closet cleanse, right? And then you got there was also another course, Create Your Soul Style. So your bonus was the closet cleanse.
Right.
And then there's a course, Create Your Soul Style, which is all of the information. So there was the introduction worksheet.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we're in module 1 right now.
Okay. So I was doing the closet, obviously, because I posted my closet and went through my closet and did all this stuff, which was a tremendous, lot of fun. And I just realized, my go-to pieces, and I rearranged my closet.
Awesome.
And I now have a lot of room in there. And I have 3 double closets. I mean, it's really, I live in a very large apartment, and because I downsized from a house, and and I love clothes. So I have a double closet for spring and summer, and then one for jackets, and then one for winter stuff. And so it's really a lot, and I don't need all that. I can only wear one thing at a time, and I go to the same 12 things. So I really, started to mix it up and became very aware of my choices. And today I chose something nicer than a black t-shirt, which is my go-to thing. Black V-neck t-shirt, like a Gap t-shirt,
Right.
And black leggings. All right.
Which sounds kind of boring because the way you're saying it, right? So, I love that, but
I do love it, but not every day. So,
right.
I chose something different today, but I realized that I was sick the past 2 weeks with bronchitis. So so my voice is a little, doesn't really sound totally like me. And I realized that, and I was in the cleanse your closet part. I didn't get past that into the next, go on to the next part. But I did create a Pinterest account, and I was just playing, I wasn't really creating with purpose, but just picking things that I was drawn to. And I noticed they were women in very beautiful clothing, very curvy women, very just beautiful, and this was something that I realized was very satisfying and a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this is where we're going to actually explore your extravagance, because there's a side of you that's really, really, really desiring to come out. And I can feel it even in your messages on Facebook. I was like, oh, she's ready to rock.
Yeah. Well, I am, yes. And I was taking some notes as I was listening to Autumn speak, and I could resonate with what, where you are, Autumn, because it's really to be seen. And I am a coach. I'm a business coach, and I am working with a big coaching company. And I'm going to be speaking on stage like 6 times this year. And it's like, what? I'm going to be speaking on stage. Holy shit. So this is scarier than all hell, me with my black V-neck t-shirts,
Right.
So I know that I have the personality for it and the energy and the drive, and I have great things that I want to share with people. That's not the issue. The issue is when I see myself on film or people take the picture of me, and I'm so sad when I see it, because that what I see is not me. Because when you are photographed or filmed, you put on 10 pounds. Now, I already have 20 pounds on me that I don't want. So when I see myself, I look at myself like, who the hell is that? And who does she think she is? Like, there's such a disconnect. It's such a not, no. And
I love that you're saying this, and I'm going to cut you off for a second.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where I started. So I used to be a full-time stylist on photo shoots, and I would work with women who were powerhouses. And that same thing over and over and over again. I would see the insecurity, the objectification, the fear around their own power, and looking at their bodies and saying, oh, look at that. Every photo shoot, we get the photos back, and they would be picking themselves apart. And I was like, oh, this is an issue, a major issue. And I can't stand it.
Neither can I.
Right. I still have the same issue. And I do this work because I know that it's work that needs to be done. Right. I know that women all look at themselves and objectify and say, oh, my neck is just not long enough, or, my hair is too frizzy, or it's too flat, or, my boobs are too big, or my butt's too big, or whatever it is, or I look too tired.
Yeah.
So here's the big opportunity for you. And this is for you to dive right into the first module and listen to the first lesson and do the meditation, okay? Because the only way to repair this disconnect is to go inside. Until you see the value of yourself from the inside out and claim that style, you will not ever be able to look at a photograph of yourself without judging yourself.
Yeah. And what's
still going to be hard.
I know. What's amazing is that after I gave a talk in front of this networking group, and my coach came to me afterwards and she said, oh, you nailed it. It was great. And then she took pictures of me and she sent them to me and she said it was great. And I looked at the pictures and I thought, oh my God, I look so fat. Oh, I look like a tank. I look whatever, So I know this is all over here with me.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how to turn it off. I really don't. But I am committed to do so. And then I don't know how I got connected to you online, but suddenly you were in my inbox. I don't know how these things happen. So I wish that I need a physical trainer. I'll say to myself, I need a physical trainer, and then I'll find some some dude's postcard in my mailbox who's a physical trainer. You know, it's really weird. That's how the world works. And so I was wanting to, in my realm within myself, I wanted something like this. I couldn't articulate what it is, because I really can't yet describe what it is you do. Yeah. But I knew that when I started to see you, pay attention to you, and read your emails, I said, I don't know, this I must be with this woman. There's something over there with her for me.
Well, thank you for trusting yourself.
Yeah, I'm so glad I joined, you know, because you were intriguing me, because you were saying things that I didn't want to, I don't have time to read or deal with this stuff, you know, but it's in my world. This is my world. And it's getting in my way. I won't have it anymore. Yeah.
So Susan, can you tell me what's your big goal for this year?
Oh, okay. My big goal, you mean as a...
for your business.
Business-wise, I'm going to speak on stage 6 times, and I'm going to double my income.
Okay, awesome.
And I'm going to create 2 group programs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And do you think that that person that's going to do that work can afford to have someone saying those awful things about them?
No, she can't have that in her space.
Yeah.
I know this. No, it's like not a, you know, no.
Yeah. Okay.
They cannot be in the same space.
Yeah.
Cannot.
Okay. No. So will you commit to being open to letting go of the judgments and to do whatever it takes? Is that something that we can commit to now?
Yes, I can commit to that now. Yeah.
I know it's really hard.
Well, the judgment is hard.
I know.
Is hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm terrible on myself. I really am.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I'm really, you know, I don't give myself a break. So it's enough already. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I commit to that. Thank you.
Thank you for committing to that. That's a big commitment. And I honor you in that commitment. Okay. Because it's not an easy one. We've been trained as a woman in this modern world with awesome technology to look at images that are completely alien to what the human body actually looks like.
Yeah.
So then we look at a picture of ourselves and we go, oh man, like my cheeks look a little big and my eyes look a little sunken and my ears are a little out of place, right? But these images have been so altered in the mass media that then we internalize a judgment system on who we are. Mm-hmm. So I really want to work with you on this judgment system. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
So the first step is to do the meditation.
Okay.
And I want to know what comes out on the other side.
All right. Should I post it in the Facebook group?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. Fun.
Okay.
And if you really feel like you're struggling with the judgment, I don't normally do this, but I feel really compelled to. Grab Gabby Bernstein's new book, Judgment Detox.
Oh, okay.
It's really awesome.
Okay.
I try not to add in too much extracurricular reading and activities just because this is an experience, and so staying in the experiential part, but sometimes we just need that little tool to help us filter out some pieces of ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm here with you. And there will be frustrating days. There will be days where you will be so annoyed. Okay? But remember this moment that you committed to end the judgment.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. Is there anything else?
No, I'm good.
Cool.
I'm good. Thank you.
Fun.
It's
Yeah.
nice to meet you all.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is so fun. You guys, thank you. This has
Yeah.
been 90 minutes of us vibing together, which is so awesome. I absolutely love working in this format and getting to meet new souls and seeing how unique and individual each one of you are. And also noticing the similarities that you do have where you can come together and support each other. And that's the really awesome part, is that I can watch each one of you and see how you relate to each other. And that's so cool, because that means that you're here now together to support each other as we move forward. And there'll be more people coming in, so there's still other students that are here. They just didn't get on the call today. And they'll pop into the Facebook group and they might join another call, and we'll get to know them just like you got to know each other today. So stay connected to your bodies and stay connected to your energies. Post in the Facebook group any questions you have. I will be sending out the replay email tomorrow for you guys. And you'll get lots of little surprises along the way. I know that you guys got a surprise bonus yesterday. There's one every week, which I love to do because it's super fun. And just, this is for you to watch other women's experiences, to just relate to people that have gone through the process, that understand themselves through a new lens. We're shifting the lens on how we see ourselves so we can tap into our true, authentic style. So thank you so much for showing up today. I cannot do this work without you. I'm honored that you're here. You are all so beautiful and wonderful. Thank you. Lots of love. Post questions in the Facebook group, okay? Bye.